cast off Monday on time, I might add. And this week I have lots of knitting news, not so much crochet. First of all, I did go out of town to my family, to see my family, and we did take some video with my sister, but we're not nearly as funny as I think we are. At least not when you go back and watch the video. I'll work on that and try to get it up. You'll also meet our childhood friend, Brandy. So, who can crochet, by the way. So, in the meantime, let's see, I got back. I can't remember what order I did anything. And I got on my Addy, because it's been a while. I told you I had found some of this Red Heart Team Sport, and I redid it. Uh-oh. Just found a pull. Well, I think I can fix it. Okay, so anyway, I made a hat, and I had some extra left over to add to it. The color was fine. It must have been the same dye lot. And then I made a small, thin scarf, which, you know, when I first look at these scarves made on the small AliExpress, I think those are just too skinny. But then when I put them on, I really like them. You know, because see, look, it's covering my entire neck. So, go away.
I'm hungry.
Well, go eat.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, I still have my waist turn on the bottom. I'm going to square these ends off for a little bit more masculine touch. I didn't want to put any pom-poms or anything like that on it, because this will be going to Yolanda's kids at the orphanage. And I'm going to put information about that in my description box, because I keep having people ask me about it. This is something that Yolanda Soto Lopez does every year. 2 orphanages in Mexico. Chihuahua is one place, and I can't remember the other one right now. But there's a video that she did last year where she told all about it. So I'm going to link you to that video so you'll understand what it is you're doing if you want to take part in this. But basically she wants hat and scarf sets for kids, and the age range, well, I can't remember where they start, but it goes all the way up to like 17, 18-year-olds. And many people are quick to do the girls, because everybody likes to use the girl yarn. I mean, gosh, I do too. So I try to focus on the guys, and I'm sure that that would be welcome too if anybody has the urge to do that. So, I mean, lots of things are gender neutral, and that's great, but for the most part, you want to stick with some gender neutral, or things that would be considered masculine when you're thinking about guys. Okay, so next I did this. It's a scrap yarn hat. It reminds me, I kind of copied the Hudson Bay thing that I accidentally did, showing last week, but I used white yarn this time. I had a ton of this. It was Big Lots yarn, and it's actually doubled. It was very, very thin, and it's actually doubled. This is Karen 1-pounder, which is a fatter worsted, so as you can see, it's actually wider than this right here, which was either I Love This Yarn or Red Heart with Love. I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. I kind of like it. Look at different like that. So I will do, and this again is something that I can see a girl or a boy liking. So I'm going to do a matching scarf in this, probably the thinner scarf on my small Addy, because like I said, I look at these, I don't look good when you put something big and heavy on me, because, you know, I'm small and we're dealing with children here, so this is an appropriate size for me, so I don't feel bad. At first I was like, oh, this is scrawny, but now I'm saying, no, I really like it. So I'll probably do matching this on the Addy Professional. Okay, then we had 4th of July, and as a rule, we usually go over to Meridian, which is where Tucker's sister is, where she lives, and they live on a lake, much bigger than the kind we live on, because they can ski on it and everything. So they have boats and jet ski and things like that. So it's always a fun 4th of July thing. So I brought some knitting. So I wanted something easy to take along with me, so I did Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth, or whatever it's called. And that's this one that I was working on for 4th of July. And the reason I was interested in doing that one again, besides the fact that it was easy, you can talk while you do it, is I wanted to compare it to the very first knitted project that I ever did. And I'm happy to say that you can actually see progress in my work. I'm so happy. Now, after that, my confidence was really bolstered, so I was excited to get out some knitting and try something a little bit more challenging. So I looked on Pinterest, which I can get lost in for hours, by the way, and I found this hat called, well, it didn't have a name, but this was it. Ooh, that color's not right. This is that Sage Green by Karen Simply Soft. So it's not looking real sage. All right, it's closer to this color. At least that's what I'm seeing on my viewfinder here. I'm not sure. But this is a sage green. Just keep that in mind if it's not coming out that way. And this was the Deborah Norville chocolate that I got on sale in my last yarn haul video. And it's that unusual brown. It wants to be a second cousin to maroon. It has a lot of red in there. But those two colors look very well together, I think. No, they look good together, not well together. They're not doing the looking. We're doing the looking. Therefore, they look good. All right, now, the original pattern, the Pinterest pattern that I had for this, Pinterest link took me to a blog that looked like it may have been Danish or something. And of course I couldn't read that, but if you scroll down to the bottom, it had the pattern in English, but it didn't have the name. And so Erin, Gimme Yarn 418, had said, is that the little Scallops Hat? So I quickly looked it up on Ravelry. Sure enough, there it was. So it's called Little Scallops. Now, the original pattern is done in sport weight, and I didn't have any needles to do that. I had my wood needles, my bamboo needles that I bought. But bamboo and acrylic, I'm learning, don't like to play together very well. Actually, that is not true. The bamboo part of those needles, it's fine. It's the, they're circular, and it was that weird plastic of these inexpensive needles that I bought that does not like my acrylic. So I got out my metal ones that I have, not my interchangeable set, but my other ones, because I only have one pair right now. And I thought, okay, that pattern was done in sport weight for infant 0 to 3 months, or like to a toddler or something like a 3-year-old or whatever. And I said, so if I'm using larger yarn, I kind of was guessing at how big I should go up here and all that kind of stuff. Well, come to find out, you don't have to do that. Just follow the instructions exactly as they're printed, using your worsted weight, and I used a 5mm needle. And I did this longer than I needed to. So, but look, I managed the increases this time. Is it coming out okay? They are very, did I say increases? Decreases. They are very acceptable decreases, and I'm really proud of myself. So, and just for information, Deborah Norville and Karen Simply Soft work really well together. So I loved working with this Deborah Norville in knitting. It was really good. Now, I want to say something about Karen Simply Soft. I fuss because it splits when I crochet, but it does not split when I knit. So that was, that's a little kudos for that. Of the softer acrylics, Red Heart Soft, Karen Simply Soft, Bernat Satin, Deborah Norville's Everyday Yarn, they're very, very soft. They're on the preferred end, I think, for most people. However, they have a tendency to split. Not everyone has this problem. And I really investigated this weekend, and I noticed if I hold one hand very still, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to give you the blue background of my shirt to see if you can see. If I hold this side without moving, very still, and untwist it, you can see how it splits by itself. So that led me to wonder, why is it that this happens more often for some people than others? For me, the way that I hold the yarn in my non-hook hand is what cuts down on the splitting. As long as you keep it in its rolled state and let it easily slide over your finger in your non-hook hand, you won't accidentally untwist it. Do you see how it gets very stringy like that? See how it splits? You want it to stay in its naturally twisted state. And what I tend to do is hold it too tightly. I hold it the same way. I keep just pulling it. Do you see it splitting right there? Look how it's laying on my hook. See, it widens out. But if I make sure that I let it pass very smoothly over this non-hooking hand, it won't come unraveled, so to speak. And it's less likely to split. See? And I'm seeing something here I need to fix. Right there. Whoops. Right there. Ooh, I'm having focusing issues. So anyway, I think I'm just going to donate this hat to my local charity after I fix that problem, and then make some more with some scarves that go together, and send that to Yolanda, Soto, Lopez. But I'm actually proud of this and happy to donate this after I fix this bobo. And yeah, so this is good. I'm learning. I'm coming along. This is good. This is the yarn bag that I carry these days. It was Thomas's backpack when he went to kindergarten. And I just got back from the oil change place. And if you'll remember, I was doing a double crochet sock yarn hat out of this yarn, and I did not like it. So I just ripped it all out while I was at the car place. It was a lot done too, but I just ripped it all out, and I can't decide if I'm going to do a single crochet sock yarn hat or if I want to be brave and try one of the sock head hats that I see people knitting. I am a little nervous about knitting those tiny needles and the tiny yarn. But then again, how do you learn if you don't just jump in there with both feet and give it a go? So I might try. After all, it's just yarn. I can just rip it out if I don't like it. So now, you know, I did a huge yarn haul video last week and got some really good bargains. And I looked back, and I have not bought yarn like that since before Christmas. I think I picked up a skein here, a skein there, and that is about it. So before anybody thinks I'm absolutely a lunatic, I kind of tend to stock up when I get some really good sales. So while I had to put all that away, if I have moved everything upstairs to this room right up here, and so I carried all my yarn up there, and I'm like, I don't have any place to put it. Strangely, when you organize, you can find all kinds of places to put stuff. And I noticed in my organizational process that I have a ton of this stuff. It's Bernat Baby Sport. I have it in pink, lavender, and white. And I really decided that I need to put this to good use. So I'm not sure yet, but I may.
Whoa. The following part of this video has been cut because Mom has a tendency to change her mind about what she's going to do with the yarn. Now you can return to your regularly scheduled program.
Dominic, be sure to check the description box and I'll give you the link to the Ravelry site for the little Scallops hat you had asked about. You saw it on my Instagram. Kudos to everybody else who is going out and getting the bargains. I know people said, oh, I saw your video, so I ran out to Joanne to see what I could see. Some people had great success and some people did not, like poor Z. She didn't have hardly anything to choose from. So I hate that for her. And a few other people said all the colors were picked over and things like that. But don't worry, I looked back and I think it's in November when there's going to be another big sale. At least if that tends to be the norm. You know how marketing people are, they like to do things by seasons. And I think November is when I got a really good Michael's haul for a lot of, I think it was many things were 40% off, and then you had an additional 20% off your entire purchase coupon. So we'll be on the lookout for that. So if I find sales, I'll let you know. Not sure if I'll be buying any, but not after that haul I just had. But there you go. So I guess I'll see you next week. Bye.